I like Spike when I worked for iHeart. I like Spike. I like his energy or whatever. So I would love to do a radio show with Spike. I just like his energy and who he is. So shout out to Spike doing your thing. I know your feet will land on the ground. I've been following you. I saw you went to see your mother and all those things. So I know you've been in radio quite a few years. You're gonna do well. So yeah. So that's the other part of the business. They don't let you know what's going on until you figure out what's going on. Then everybody that may know, they're walking around you looking. I'm like, why y'all acting so? Well, oh, y'all finna let me go. Okay, well, let me go and finish this little punk ass show and go and get my little stuff. Is that my envelope? That's my envelope with my name on. Let me get my little envelope and go. And you love what you do, but you know, sometimes you have to move on.
I mean, that's kind of. I mean, I guess if that's how they do it, that's how they do it, man. But I think it's kind of bold, man. I mean, because if you're doing well, that too,
yeah,
you know, because you have built up a fan base, and then not just the fan base, you still got your family.
Yeah, you still got.
And if you don't have nothing already, like reserved.
You do. I think Don Lemon was making between $7 and $10 million a year. Ooh. So, but see, we say, ooh, but you don't know what a person's responsibilities are.
Right.
You don't know their particular lifestyle. It seems like a comfortable, let me say this. It seems like a comfortable amount of money, but you love what you do. See, that's the part. Don Lemon was very good at what he did. He wasn't afraid to tap into his emotions, his sexuality, all of those things. And as a brother of color, he was good at what he did. But see, this is the other part, Lavish. And this is one of the things that, and I say the powers that be want you to think that nobody's greater than them. So even though you may have 5 or 6 million fans, your fans don't run the company.
Right.
But see, those are the same fans that if they choose to blackball you or not listen to you, it can change the narrative. Like, even us as Black people, if we say, you know what, I'm going to take a day and not going to buy any fast food, right? Or I'm going to take a day and not buy any gym shoes from this particular company, because the Black and brown dollar has so much power in the community, not just the urban community, but the community period. You see it when you go shopping, you see it when you go out of town, you see it at the malls, all over the country, all over the world. If we just said, April the 31st is going to be the day that I ain't spending no money on nothing outside of my home. Do you know, in terms of finance and money, the finance in terms of the way that we know it will wobble?
Yeah, I seen that like with trucking. But nobody really stick together though. But the dollar, as far as if the truckers do not fill up in the course of one day, how screwed up it'll mess with the economics.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I do believe in that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you got to have people that's willing to sacrifice whatever it is. And I think that's the hard part, because nobody's willing to sacrifice. We'll talk about it. Yeah, we should do this. We should do this.
But then when it comes to it,
they won't sacrifice. It's like, okay, no gas, no fuel means no fuel. That means we just not doing nothing today. But everybody is so busy trying to get their dollar, and then we don't know they personal finances in the background to say, I want to sacrifice it, but I can't because I need to make this money.
But by what means did we make it before? Like, and I know times have changed from when I was a little girl until now. I get it. That's 50 years, and I understand that. But I also understand we have more resources that are available to us. A lot of people have been brainwashed and conditioned. Let me say conditioned, because when you say brainwashed, people, we've been conditioned to think that if we don't have what the next person has, or we don't live how the next person live, or we're not doing what the next person is doing, then we not making it, and we not doing well and all of those things. And for the people that are truck drivers, I remember when the truck drivers kind of shut down and there were trucks lined up at the post office and all that stuff like that. Here's the thing, and we just using trucking as an example. A lot of people that own them trucking companies, they can't drive them trucks.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that own towing companies, those major towing companies, I ain't gonna say their names, they can't get out there and hook and book. So either you're going to bring scabs in across the picking line or it's going to be a situation. But because we've heard so much negativity and because we hear so many things that help to establish a poverty mindset that we have, it makes us think, oh, I got to do so-and-so. And we're not paying attention to the fact that, and I'll say some of the people that I know, I can name about 5 people within my immediate circle and the next layer that have bought land and they building a farm and they bought acres of land and they moved off the grid. They like, listen, I took this severance money. I went to Nebraska or Oklahoma or somewhere and I'm buying 10, 15 acres of land. I'm getting this home built and it's going to be much cheaper than if I built it somewhere else. I'm going to give me a couple horses. I'm going to get some chickens. Live chickens cost $20 a piece. Did you know that?
Yeah. I got a horse.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing about, the farm life, and I don't know the farm life like that outside of me just having a horse, is that the guys out there.
In Belleville?
It's in
Sumter Township?
It's in Monroe.
Okay.
I forgot what city it is. It's on the other side of Belleville. But they have their chickens.
Yeah.
And they buy, they had their chickens and they had their eggs. Mm-hmm. So they're not going to the store. And you hear chickens laying eggs and you know that. But they're like, no, these are the same eggs you get at the grocery store.
Absolutely. And they
but
better.
They taste different and they're fresh.
Because they ain't been sprayed and all that stuff like that. And think about it. If you got, chickens are $20 a piece. Y'all could Google this. A good chicken, hen or whatever. It's $20 a piece. If you got 20 chickens, that's $400, right?
Yeah.
So you got these chickens and you got them in a nice space and you got good healthy feed for them, the feed that don't have no antibiotics in them or whatever, and you got some good grain and feed for them, you could get 5, 6, 7, 10 dozen eggs a day. Think about it. So you got eggs, and then you could take those eggs and sell them. My father used to have a friend, and she lived in Warren, and this before they changed up in Warren. But we used to get up on Saturday mornings, and he would drive to her house and get eggs. And those eggs tasted different.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. They fresh, they taste better. I still haven't ate one because I just haven't.
Listen, go get some. We'll eat some on the air. Them damn eggs taste different. They taste different. They don't have the same kind of consistency as eggs you get in the grocery store. They taste different. And we think you got to refrigerate eggs. You don't have to refrigerate eggs. Eggs come out the chickens. It ain't cold. You could sit your eggs right on the counter for a few days and they do well. I'm telling you, if you could get you some fresh eggs, get you some fresh eggs. But we don't understand that you get you some chickens, get you a couple dogs.
No, they got a few sheep.
Yeah, they got some sheep.
They don't have no cows. But what they do over in that area, they got another dude that they take they few animals to. And they slaughter them. And then when they slaughter, and what they do when they slaughter them, split them up, split the meat up among each other. Right.
And it don't even taste the same. It don't taste the same. We've gotten away, and I understand we knew and all that stuff, but we've gotten away from the basic elements of survival. You listen to the Lavish and Coco podcast. Check us out, like us, subscribe us, and share it with us. Even in terms of washing up and survival, right? If you woke up and there wasn't no soap to say in your house, like wasn't no body wash, wasn't no soap or whatever, People like, oh, I can't come outside. I ain't got no soap. What am I wash up with? Put you some baking soda in the bathtub and wash up with it and rinse it off and oil your skin with some coconut oil and go on about your business. And no one will know. We don't even know that we could put baking soda under our arm and brush our teeth with it. We really don't know. And there's a lot of things that took away from us learning certain things. But survival, we just don't, we don't get it. And I understand. I don't expect y'all to be like me. I'm 100 years old. But I do expect us to have a little common sense. Oh, but common sense ain't common no more, is it?
No, it ain't that common.
No, it ain't. It ain't. But just do some research and read a little more. And read something other than what's going on in the world and who going with who and all of that stuff. And quit telling
what you got to say? What you about to say? Quit telling what?
Quit telling all y'all sexual business on social media, please.
Well, what kind of sexual business, Coco? Because you know me, I like to talk about sexual type of stuff.
I don't, but
I'm just saying, what kind of sexual business? Are we just talking about, things that, we would do, or are you talking about actually
things that we've done?
Oh, Coco, how do you talk about things you done? You talk about it all the time.
I don't tell it on social media.
Oh, you just, okay.
Me and you talking. And I understand we're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
But listen.
They saying some other stuff. Give me an example. I want to hear it.
A young lady, and this young lady has gone viral. Okay.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Oh, she done went viral. And she been on several other podcasts.
Okay.
Based on that.
What she do?
It's a guy. So the thing now is to stop people on the street and ask them certain questions.
Stuff that I do.
Yeah, but yours is rated G compared to this. Like you could take yours to a church.
You gotta let me see.
Oh my goodness. So this young lady, this guy stopped on the street and said it was the freakiest thing she done. And she said she had sex with this guy and his mother. Right?
The sex with the guy
and the guys. The mother. And so the guy
together?
Said, yeah. So the guy said his biological mother. And she said, yeah. So she said she was doing one thing to the guy, and the man's biological mother was, blowing him up.
I think I seen something like that. Did you send me that?
I probably did.
I think I seen.
And then she went on another podcast, and she went on to explain it. Young sister, that is going to be ingrained in the anals, no pun intended.
It ain't her brother or mother.
But she was a part of that. Listen.
It probably turned her on. It probably was like, man, I had the mama and the son. I had them both. Ran through the family.
That's incest.
Not on her behalf.
Yes, it is. You still was a part of.
She is a part of, man. Y'all sick. I
and
just got my fantasy.
To stay there?
She probably got a fantasy.
She is
I'm just saying.
Even if I did it, let me say this. I'm going to go this far out.
What about a guy saying that he want to knock off two sisters?
It's the same thing.
But he got his fantasy off. He had two twins or whatever the case might be.
We're not talking about the fantasy factor. We're talking about everything is not social media privilege.
No, I agree on that.
Everything. I saw a woman who had a little girl, and the little girl might have been 6 or 7 months, but she had a unibrow. The little baby eyebrows grew together. The mama was waxing the eyebrows. And then she got mad because people was commenting about, why are you showing this and why are you risking your child's skin and their skin is thin when they that age or whatever for a cosmetic reason, and you arching this baby eyebrows. We doing too damn much. We ready to fight. We don't have no tolerance. We don't know how to communicate. We just, it's so much we need. I think everybody, I'm going to just start hugging people, just walking up to them and just embracing them and just hugging them.
I don't know, Coco, man. You come up trying to hug certain people, man. You're not the smallest person. You could be intimidating.
I know, but I ask.
They be looking like, oh, what we do?
Let me say this. I do ask people, because people come up and they meet me, and I'm a hugger. I say, okay, we hugging, whatever. So, and I know people say, oh, it's got all kind of germs out there. Listen, it's more germs in your house than out in the street. Okay, we're going to leave that right there. Yeah, I'm just kind of like follow directions. I need people to pay attention. Sidebar. This evening at 5 o'clock, I'm gonna tell y'all where I'm gonna be. This is a commercial break. This is our commercial break because I want folks to understand. This evening I'm gonna be hanging out, and it's gonna be such a wonderful event. I'm gonna be in one of my favorite cities. What's one of my favorite cities, Lavish?
Detroit, because you're from Highland Park. But I'm just saying, you know Detroit. However, you're gonna be up in Washtenaw County.
I am. I'm gonna be okay. Let me fix my thing. Be up in Washtenaw County? I'm gonna be up in Washtenaw County today. I'm gonna be at
Zoom it in a little bit. Zoom it in.
I gotta make it bigger.
Yeah, so make it a little bigger.
I'm gonna be in Superior Township at 16. Let me see what the thing say. 1601 Stanford Road. We're gonna post it on the page. Lavish gonna post the flyer on the page, and they doing a community, a civic duty education event, and this is our third in this particular series. So let me tell y'all what we're doing. With this whole process, first of all, we feeding folks. When you come in, fried and baked chicken, macaroni and cheese, green beans, desserts, cookies, or whatever.
Is it free?
It's absolutely free. It's absolutely positively free. I think you got the flyer. I'll send it to you again so you can post it. Absolutely positively free and open to the public. Come on in. We got amazing giveaways, and we giving away. So last week we gave away, they got the PS. What is the PS? What we on?
PS5.
They got that. So they had 3 PX5s. They had a pair of boots, Xboxes. We have all kind of community engagement information. We had people there with information about COVID, and you could have got vaccinated up until a certain time. We had people there with the Ypsilanti Health Department, and you got a chance to meet the politicians in that area, because we always complain about where our money going and what our money doing. So I'm lending myself to the Pontiac Sumter Township area, and we doing an event today. It started at 5 p.m. and it goes to 8 p.m. Come on out. Bring your family. 1601 Stanford Road. Come on out. I'm finna send it to Lavish so he can post it and just be a part of what's going on. Trisha Duckworth and is the facilitator. My girl, Black Coffee, and I are hosting together. We tag teaming. Just come out and be a part. We got your girls, the Dahlia Dolls Motorcycle Club.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it. We got your girls showing up. So they doing their thing, and it's a great, great event. And I'm tired of people making excuses for not having the things that they need, and it's available to you. During the pandemic, I had one of the most humbling experiences because I needed health insurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I it just wasn't in me to pay $1,000 a month. So I applied. I had to go through MDHHS to apply to get some health insurance. And I was like, okay, it's new. And I really didn't understand it. And then it led me to be able to get some other health insurance. But nonetheless, let me say this to the people that work for MDHHS, intake workers or whatever. I understand your position.
They be rude sometimes, don't they?
Sometimes.
They be rude. And I don't know what you about to say.
No, the lady, one of the ladies that I talked to me like I asked her, could I come to her house and get in the bed with her and her husband? She talked to me so strong. So what do you, I don't understand what you're saying. So she asked me, what did I do for a living? I told her I was an entertainer. What do you do? I said, and I told her what I did. Well, that just don't make no sense to me. I don't understand what you're saying. I said, I'm a comedian. What? So you go on stage to tell jokes in front of people? And the Holy Spirit was like, just be cool. I said, yes, ma'am. That's exactly what she said, I'm just not understanding. You know what? I'm just going to send you the form and you just fill out the form. I said, okay.
This in person or on the line?
This was on the phone.
Okay.
And a few times that I talked to her, she talked to me real strong. And then I prayed. I'm a strong believer in prayer. And then the next time she called me, hi, how are you doing? This is Miss So-and-so. I said, how are you? Oh, I am fine. I said, okay, God. Because I was really ready to go up to that office and stand outside. I wasn't going to do nothing crazy because that's a state building and take you to jail. But I just want people to be mindful how they talk to people.
No, I think like people in those kind of positions, Social Security, Secretary of State, DHS.
Well, they servicing people.
Yeah.
Talk to you crazy.
Yeah. Man, I don't think like this is what I personally think. People that's put in those positions, they do have a decent paying job. And a lot of individuals that come and need their assistance, they might not, have that same type of financial income. And they might be, not so well off. And they talk to them like crap. And they talk to them like crap. And a lot of these people, they don't understand a lot of the stuff that's going on. It's like me doing my job. I know my job. I do it every day. However, if you're coming to me for service, you don't know what I do and how to do my job, but you're asking for the assistance. Yeah. And when you try to get the assistance from them people, I've seen them where they be reckless.
I have too.
They be so reckless, and all they're trying to do is get help. Even with the police, when you go file a police report and you need some assistance, we're not law enforcement,
and we don't understand.
So sometimes you gotta break it down to us because we don't know your language.
And I think that's all people want is an explanation. And it ain't got to be a lengthy explanation. It just give me an explanation of what is going on, and I'll be okay. One of the most challenging things for me, Lavish, like you deal with the public and you deal with the community, and I've seen you in public doing your thing, and 99% of the time you cool unless somebody get out the pocket, then it changes the temperature. I think for the most part, people start off as good individuals, but dealing with the people, everybody is not equipped to deal with the public. I want to say that. You may have a job that requires you to work with the public. Like everybody is not equipped to be an educator or a firefighter or a police officer. You may have done very well and took the test and scored really good, and this may have been something that started off temporary, but some people need to be in a box working where they're not dealing with people. Don't text me on this. Don't go in my DM on this. Everybody is not equipped to do what they're doing. You might have gotten through all the procedures and the protocol to get you to where you are, but in your heart, this career is not in your heart to do what you're doing. That's why, here another side note, the same issues that they're having in nursing homes and extended care facilities now. Lavish, I could go back 40 years and it was the same issues that I had when I was 19 years old. I was a nursing assistant, and it was the same. I worked at a big nursing home on the corner of Woodward and Adelaide, where across from Little Caesars now, and it was the same thing. It was a staff shortage. It was a nursing shortage. It was a shortage on linen. It wasn't nobody to work in dietary, and you had patients that required a little more personal care, or you had patients that were scratchers and they would try to scratch you, or they would dig in their bottom, or they couldn't feed themselves and they required a little more time. And the same issues that people are talking about now, and the same issues that lawyers are suing these facilities for, and the same issues that the state is having with these people that work in the nursing homes, not all of them, but some of them, 40 years ago was the same thing. Mm-hmm. 40 years ago. And we have not figured out a way to resolve rendering direct care to somebody. Now it's a little different because, family members is coming up and over that desk in the nursing home. They, what? And I'm saying it from experience because before my mother passed, we could no longer take care of her in the household. She had lost her eyesight. She had both of her legs amputated, and she required dialysis 3 times a week. So I had moved her in my apartment, and it was fine. But when her care got a little more extensive, it was like my mother needed 24-hour care. We had people to come together, but they couldn't give her that 24-hour care, and I had to put my mother back. Yes, I know people say, oh, I can never do that to my mother. I would quit my job to take care of her and all that stuff like that. I pray that is your situation and you don't ever have to sacrifice anything to take care of anybody. But that was not the situation in my situation. And we could have a whole show about that. But I was able to put my mother in a nursing home where she had worked, and some of the people she had worked with were still there. But it requires a lot. And you have to have a heart for that. You can't be somebody that just, you a CNA and you a dancer and all that stuff, and you want a different profession. And when I went to visit a friend of mine who was had surgery, and he was in a facility, and part of the facility, and even myself, I was in one when I had my leg worked on. But my friend was in a facility, and the young lady that came in to assist him, I thought I was watching a video. He was saying her hair was down to her spine, down to her waist. And she had these long eyelashes on. And she came in and she was chewing gum.
How'd she look?
I couldn't see her. I looked at her, but between them eyelashes and that weave, I couldn't see what her face
was. She was just
like.
all made up.
It was all that.
Do you remember that cartoon character? That was all
the Tasmanian Devil.
No, not the Tasmanian Devil. I can't remember the cartoon. It was a hair. It was brown hair.
Oh, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about Slap Rock, and it was the thing. Yeah,
it was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
It was Slap Rock, and that's how she looked though. She looked like hair, and she came in the room, and I was sitting there. And she was like, "Can I help you?" I said, he wanted to get up in the chair, and he just had surgery, boom, boom. And I could help him, but I was reading his stuff, and it said, "Do not try transfer unassisted." So she's like, "Oh, okay. What?" I said, "Oh my goodness." I said, "It say do not try transfer unassisted," so he could get in the chair, but he just recently had surgery. That's why he's here. And I can help him, but "Oh, okay. I mean, you think you could do it?" I said, "Yeah, I know I could do it, but I was just following the rules." "Oh, okay then." So she said, "I help." I knew, by the way, this heifer walked on the other side of the bed, that she was of no help, because he was able to swing his legs out, and all he had to do was stand on his stronger leg and pivot in the wheelchair. She went over there. And I said, "What you doing?" "I'm going to be right here." I said, "Move." She's like, I said, "Move your punk ass out the way." I did before I knew it, it came out. And he started laughing.
Hold on, you didn't say the punk ass.
What?
Did you?
He started laughing. She was like, "I knew you looked familiar." I said, I ain't her today. I'm his friend. So I went to help him. I said, "Listen, just stand there." I said, "I'm going to catch this side." He going to stand up and pivot in the wheelchair. "Oh, you did this before?" "Obviously, you ain't." So he was able to stand up, and we pivoted him in a wheelchair, and he sat down. She's like, "Oh, you need to work here with me." And I still couldn't tell you what she looked like. She had long blonde hair. She had them fish hooks that they call baby hair right here.
The bangs?
Yeah. It looked like a catfish or something. And she had eyelashes. She said, "Shoot, you need to work here." And she went to the desk, and I could hear her talking. And I could hear the people coming down the hall. And I had pulled this curtain. I said, "Don't come on the other side of that curtain." "She said you was the comedian lady." I said, "Don't come on the other side of that curtain. We doing something we don't want y'all to see." And we wasn't doing nothing. I was sitting in the chair looking at their shadow through the curtain. So I say that to say the same issues that we had 40 years ago are the same issues in extended care facilities that extend now. Not all of them, but quite a few. That's all. That was my $1.50. Wasn't even my 2 cents. That was my $1.50. It's getting warm outside.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get out here and ride my motorcycle.
Well, yeah. Oh, and I want to say this. Rest in peace to the family of Big D, the security gentleman that lost his life in Greektown a couple weeks ago. He had done security in Greektown probably about 20 years. Just a great guy. Like, just a great human being, a great guy. When Placa's, the 24-hour restaurant, was open in Greektown, he was there. "Hey, what up? How y'all doing?" He was just a great human being who did not deserve to lose his life like that. I mean, come on, y'all, really? And I was so mad when I saw the guy and then his accomplice.
Man, did you see that? Man, oh my gosh.
And I kept looking. I said, did she try to cut her hair and change the way she looked?
I'm looking like, oh, what in the world? They a couple?
She looked like one of the Three Stooges. Man. I was so mad. I listen. I want to fight her.
I put on the post. I said, man, you know, I don't know what because I didn't read the caption at first.
Right.
I said, I don't know what they charged with, but whatever they said they did that stuff.
Man, listen. And I think she was trying to dispose of the. Man, listen. So to his family and to his friends and to everybody who knew him in Greek Town, and he would always give you some advice and all of that. To everybody that knew him, yes, just a great guy, just an all around. And listen, you don't ever have to question how a person was, because the people that showed up for the balloon release and the candlelight vigil and the things that people have been saying on social media is an indicator of the type of life that this gentleman lived. Family, wife, children, all of that. And y'all can handle y'all emotion. But it's a lot of people that cannot. I mean, we looking at stuff, and I mean, men angry with women, so they taking the women out and the children out and all of that. And I've been I want to say this to my young men, Lavish, you included.
I want to show this picture.
Man, look, please,
that's the lady right there.
Please, y'all, please, and thank you, cause
look at that hair.
Is that all? Just the hair?
Look at, man, I'm just saying, like, look at that. What a dude that, just the dude.
I'm so angry. I am so angry on so many levels. I'm so angry on so many levels. I am. Yeah. To my young men, Lavish, you included. I know that you, I ain't gonna get in your business. You officially not dating because you got about 72 jobs. I know your father.
I'm dating.
Like, you ain't dating, you dating-ish. Dating like, sort of dating. You ain't dating, Negro. Listen.
I'm dating.
Don't just say that for the microphone.
I gotta, listen. I have a special lady in my life.
What? Oh, we gotta talk about this off the air. I'm gonna call you later on, nephew. Like, I ain't met her.
You met her.
Did I?
Just didn't know it.
The one that was staring at me and didn't say nothing? I don't like that. Listen, let me tell y'all wenches something right here. Listen, if you with Lavish and he talking to me, you know he talking to me. Don't stare at me trying to figure out, because everybody tell me, oh, Coco, you like him young. Lavish don't know if I'm a rooster or a hen, okay? If he was on a game show and they said, can you name any identifying marks on Coco between her neck and her ankles? He could not. So I ain't trying to show him nothing, give him nothing or whatever. So to the young lady that might have been with him and was just staring at me like a fish and a goldfish, girl, bye. Okay. Yeah, I said it.
Look at Robin.
Hey, Robin.
Really lavish.
I saw. So
look, I'm like a chameleon. You know, I don't put my business out on the internet.
You don't have to.
I don't. I be like, you know,
people
you don't know
if your business.
I'm single, in a relationship, married. I just ain't got my ring on.
I don't think you know if you single or in a relationship. So listen. So last week, our sister podcast, Just Our Opinion podcast, Lavish was on the podcast with Robin and Ty and Mike, and it was so interesting to watch Lavish on the podcast because he was really a student. Like on here, he the boss, right? Because it's Lavish and Coco. On the podcast with them, he was a student, and I quite enjoyed that. So thank you, Robin. Robin held you together. So I still say this to you. I say this to you and all other men that are meeting women. Men, be careful. She may be.
I like when Coco when we was at Gator Mike funeral.
My cousin.
Yeah, not laughing at it.
Oh,
at his funeral, you know, when Coco, she pulled up on the side.
So listen, I'm old school. So okay, rest in peace to Gator Mike, my cousin. So him and Lavish been friends forever and ride together, whatever. So I whipped up on Lavish, right? I jumped out and was talking to him. I don't know this young lady. She was just looking at me like I had tried to rob her. And I spoke to Lavish. She was just looking. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" She's like, I said, "Okay, then. Anyway, I spoke." And she was like, she did. Women, you know when the woman do this.
See, Coco, what you got to understand, one thing about Lavish is that it's a effect that comes.
I don't give a damn.
I'm just saying that comes
Train
with it.
them. Listen, pimp. Train
we gotta talk about it because I'm really trying to step my game up, man.
Okay, so let me explain.
I'm trying to step my game up. You gotta teach me how to.
Okay, let me say this. Let me say this. Let me tell you this.
Because I'm trying to get it where I got it locked down.
Okay, let me help you.
You can see me. I want to be posting pictures and I want to be holding hands. I want to be doing those little.
Don't rush it.
Those little. I want to make my own meme, laying there on the couch with a female and. We watching movies and talking about date nights.
Stop calling them females and call them women.
Women, ladies.
Yes. No. All women ain't ladies.
Huh? No. You said they not ladies?
No. It's men and women. It's only the genetic placement. So you're a man and I'm a woman. But because it's a lot of women that are not ladies. Ladies is how you conduct yourself in different settings.
Okay, well, I want that nice relationship with that nice lady.
Okay, so let me help you. Let me help you.
All right, go ahead.
First of all, based on what you do and who you know, a woman has to be really secure and grounded in who she is to be around you. She has to really, really be comfortable and have her own identity in who she is. That's so important. I know Robin is on here and she could agree with me. The next part is, and this is just old school.
We got to get Robin on here too.
Yes, we do.
We got to get Robin on here.
We do.
She's like our relationship unofficial licensed therapist.
Yes.
Relationship therapist.
The next thing, and I want women to understand this. Ladies, if you're with a man and another person approaches you all, if they got any kind of decorum, they're going to speak to you as well. Like I know Lavish. So when I whipped up on you, we was on 6 Mile. I was like
6 Mile in the bourbon, swerving in the bourbon, in the blue bourbon.
I might have been
in the blue bourbon.
So and when I got out, I was excited to see him.
Because the Lavish effect. Come on now.
No, well, I was excited to see you, and I know how close my cousin was with you. I know how close you were. So I spoke to her. It was audible. I was like, "Hey, sweetheart, how you doing?" And she did this. I started saying, "You cat mouth hooker, what?" Because you know how cats be like, when they got some in their mouth, So then I kept talking to Lavish, and the thing that made me mad, her wig was kind of crooked.
She had no wig on.
She did. You were lying. You didn't know it was a wig.
She had a wig on.
Baby, that wig like the airbag had deployed. Listen, her wig was kind of crooked. Well, maybe the wig wasn't crooked. The part was crooked. So I'm steadily talking to our producer. Tim is laughing. I'm steadily talking to him, and she looking at me. So when I got ready to leave, I said, "Have a good day. I'll talk to you later." And then she was still looking. I said, "Take it easy, sweetheart. I'll see you later." She's like, So I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I went on about my business. I want to tell people, when you with somebody and somebody else pulls up on them, if you got good sense, you could tell on the body language what's going on with them. First of all, you with your friend at a funeral, and your friend rides a bike, and the person that funeral he was at, it was bikes all outside. Everybody had they colors and stuff on. So you know it was somebody that was a biker. You know who I am. You knew who I was.
She might have didn't know who you were.
Okay,
Coco.
But you knew I was a grown woman, and I spoke to you. I acknowledged your presence. "Hey, sweetheart, how you doing?" You know, I had spoke to you already, and I was just speaking to her with her crooked wig.
She didn't have a wig on.
That okay? Well, her part was crooked. The wig was straight, but the part was crooked. So be nice and just speak. Hey, how you doing? And if you sit back and pay attention, you could tell what's going on. So this is my warning to you. When you meet women, pay attention to how they conduct themselves, because you got too many things going on in your life to deal with an insecure woman. She got to have some swag. She got to know how to dress, and you got to know how to play your position, baby, because every team got a position. And if you don't know how to play your position, then you get cut from the team, my baby. It's just like that. See my hand? If you don't know how to play your position, baby, you will get cut. The coach gonna call you in the office, be like, listen, baby, I appreciate you putting the time in and you ran the training course, but unfortunately you getting cut today. Take your uniform and bye-bye. You gotta go. You gotta go bye-bye. You know, and listen, we're not going to take you from season to season. We ain't going to take you from spring to summer and then you make it to fall. No, baby, you're going to get cut before the seasons change. Why? Because you're making me look bad in these streets. You disturbing my peace, baby. I can't have that. Shoo can't have that peace disturbed. I'm laughing, but I'm serious. That's how I run my team. You can't disturb my peace. If you have to understand that if you're dealing with a person and they a person, any kind of human being that you're dealing with, they had friends before they met you. They had sex before they met you. They've eaten different kind of foods before they met you. It's up to them and you all to get together and make the experience special. But you can't be tripping. Baby, you can't trip on this set, baby. It's too much. Baby, it's shakers and movers here, baby. And if you can't shake, can you move? And if you can't move, you can't shake. You got to go, baby. Hey, baby, listen. Here's your severance package. Bye-bye. See ya.
That's what they did at the radio station.
Yeah. And that's what I do to the men.
That's what you do to the men?
Yeah. Listen. I don't drag men from season to season. I don't have that kind of time to keep spoon feeding you and this is what you do and how you act. And Luke, listen, I've done my share of dating in my life. And I've had men that were amazing and they made the cut for that season. January, February, March. By the time April came, they showed out. You got to go. I'm always with other men. And I will let you know out of respect, oh, this is my god brother, this is my cousin, who I'm with. Now, you will get an opportunity to be around all those people. And in the midst of me doing whatever, I'm going to watch how you socialize and interact. If you can't socialize and interact and all that stuff like that.
What guy got to... What if I don't want to socialize and interact with your male friends?
Well, even my female friends, my people, period. If you can't interact or you don't want to interact, listen, if I'm dating a guy and he don't want to be bothered with my folks, that's cool. Stay your ass at home. But here is the thing. Later on, if you see pictures on social media or whatever, you don't get the right to ask me about what was going on. You don't get that, oh, I saw you with a picture. You sure took a lot of pictures with Mike Epps. Or you sure took a lot of pictures with the mayor or whatever. What's up? You knew who you met when you met me. I didn't meet you under no disguise, under no facade. You knew who you were meeting when you met me. Am I Coco all the time? To a lot of people, I am. To a lot of people, I'm Coco all the time because when they see me, I'm Coco. But to my family, I'm Ingrid. To some of my family, I'm Tempe. To some of my family, I'm Gimp or Guinea. Whoever I am, you will get to know all of those people. But all of that attitude and drama and you in the corner and you pouting or we somewhere. I dated a cat and we were at an event and I gave him, here your VIP lanyard. You could go anywhere you want. Anywhere you want. In this building. As tight as security is, you got this around your neck to say you could go anywhere you want. I'm doing my thing. I'm networking. I'm taking pictures. I'm doing my thing. It was a big event. I'm doing my thing. I bump into him because I'm working. And he was like, I wanted to go and take some pictures with so-and-so and such and such. Go take the pictures. I mean, you got a pass on your neck to say you could go everywhere.
Was he just saying, was he considering your feelings?
No, he's insecure. He was insecure.
Because you got to find that line.
He was insecure.
Hey, am I just, I don't know if you find it to be appropriate.
You auditioning.
That's what he doing.
Everybody, I'd give you about 30 days, you auditioning. You audition. It's an audition. I don't want to sound like that. And I know that sounds so pimpish, don't it?
I'm just
listen. But okay, let me pick a better word because I see people offended. It's an audition.
It's not the real you.
No.
Until you get relaxed.
No, it's the real me.
The audition.
But you are auditioning. How you act and how you conduct yourself will determine where we may be able to go. So if I take you out and we're doing our thing and we having a good time and you get drunk and get belligerent, you cut. It's over. Yeah. Boop. Bap. It's over. You don't get to show out on me repeatedly. You don't get that. Especially now, you don't get to show out on me repeatedly.
What's your definition of showing out though?
You can't hold your liquor and you belligerent.
Okay. That's acting out publicly. But when we talk about going from being insecure to showing out. Cause what's the fine line? And me, I'm a guy. Yeah, I got a lot of female friends, right?
Yep.
Dealing with women, I got a lot of male friends. There's nothing wrong with that. But as a man or a woman, a man has a certain feeling because he's a man and he sees things that he's not going to like. Same as with a female.
Yeah. So
it's a fine line between insecure and I don't like that.
Okay, so here, okay.
And I mean, I know that's 10 years, 20 years, 40 years.
And you're not comfortable with it.
I'm not rocking with it. I don't like that.
Okay, so I understand that. I totally understand that. But here's the other side to that. I can only control so much of what a person says. Example, I'm doing a comedy show. I'm hosting a comedy show, and I had somebody with me. They met me at the show because you got to really be vetted to know where I live. Had somebody who met me at the show, and we having a good time or whatever. So I introduce the headliner. Now, me and the headliner got history. Been doing them. They did TV shows or whatever. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, give it up for da-da-da-da-da. So he go on stage, and like his first 3 or 4 minutes was, man, if I had a chance to get Coco in the bed, I'd do da-da-da-da-da. Man, y'all niggas in Detroit don't understand, blah, blah, blah. So I'm laughing, right? I'm laughing because it's funny.
I wouldn't have found that funny.
Listen, I did.
I wouldn't have.
My man that I was with didn't either.
No, I mean, I wouldn't. I would have been.
But what? Listen.
Comedy or not, where's that fine line? I would have been hot.
He was gonorrhea hot.
I would have been hot.
So listen, I'm laughing because of what he's saying. So some said, look at his face. And I looked at him out the corner of his eye. His jaws and teeth was clenched like a pit bull. And I'm like, you okay?
No, I'm not okay.
That's what he said. No, not really. I said, okay. So after the show was over, because I'm still working now. I can't address your emotions right now. So after the show, I go up, ladies and gentlemen, blah, blah, blah. If you got tickets for the VIP reception, they're holding the VIP reception, blah, blah, blah. Just wait till we clear out the showroom, and then you can move to the VIP reception or whatever. The comedian comes off stage, and the guy that I was with still had that look on his face. So the comedian said, because I know the comedian, I know his drinks and stuff had kicked in or whatever. So I'm in the back waiting for security to tell us they had got the area ready for the VIP reception. So the guy I was with was sitting there. I said, if you want to leave, if you're uncomfortable, you could leave. No, I'm good. I said, you say you good, but your facial expression shows the other way. No, I'm good. I mean, I'm a grown ass man. Da, da, da. So the comedian walks right up to him and was like, nigga, you mad about what I said about Coco on stage?
Oh, man, listen. I would have went off.
Listen.
We would have towed that club. We would have towed it up. It's already one thing I'm dealing with, the fact that he said it. But then he said, man, that whole back room would have been towed up, man. And you would have been like, what?
Listen, so
I would have towed it up.
I'm standing there and I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? He
would have had a cracked bottle across his head.
So I'm looking at the comedian and I'm looking at him like, just chill. Because I've been knowing this cat 25 years. So
You've been knowing this cat 25 years.
So I'm looking, calm down. So I'm looking at the comedian like, just chill. He's like, all right, man, he said, I see you all in your feelings and shit. You can't handle it. Man, if you can't handle it, then just say so. So he walk away. So I'm standing there talking to the guy. He's like, I think I'm going to leave. I said, listen, no, he get hot. Yeah, fuck all this bullshit. All these niggas, they don't pay. Yeah. I said, okay, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, I think go and leave because I don't want to tear this mug up.
You don't want to get your head. No, you don't want to get your head cracked because you wouldn't have won that.
Who? The boyfriend?
The boyfriend. No, he wasn't even a boyfriend. He was a date.
Okay, the date. Just the date.
Listen.
Okay, just the date, not the boyfriend.
Dating. No, he wasn't my man. Okay. We was kicking it.
Just kicking. If it was the boyfriend, okay, let me retract that, but I still would have felt some type of way.
He did.
But if it was if you was the date girl, it would have been
I
would have been leaving because the PAs would have been pulling up.
we have been talking and we was cool and I invited him to the show and it was overwhelming. So
let me ask you this. You being a comedian and you dating this guy, did you at least break down some of the kind of content that might be out there so he can kind of expect stuff like that?
When I do the disclaimer for men that I date or want to date, I give them a disclaimer, right? I gave one of your cats a disclaimer. One of your bike brothers gave him the whole disclaimer, right? We ain't gonna say who it is. You listen to the Lavish and Coco podcast, like us, share us, love on us, and listen to the disclaimer. So this is what I say. I say, listen, if you hang out with me, I know a lot of people. I do a lot of stuff and all that. I'm a grown-ass man. I mean, I ain't been around celebrities like that all the time, but I know famous people too. I know Kwame Kilpatrick, da-da-da-da-da-da. So this is what I get. I say, okay, that's cool. I said, but you may be hanging out with me and somebody may say something you don't like. I'm in control of my feelings. I'm a grown man. I know how to dress, boom, boom, right? So when you give me that, I'm like, okay, let's see. Because I don't know what's going to be the opportunity that somebody going to say something. And he had gave me I had gave him the disclaimer about, everything that I do and all that. You ain't got to tell me, why you talking to me like I'm a kid? I'm a grown-ass man. I've been all over the world. I was in the military. Right?
Now, what part of that goes, what part of that translate from comedy to reality, disrespectful? Because if I know, here we go, I'm not a comedian, but I know certain things that I might say to you and it's just me and the crew.
Right.
If I know that you here with a date,
right,
I wouldn't say that. Okay. So where's that line? Or is it a line with comedy? I just,
Sometimes with entertainers or people, period, is not a line. Because, okay, I know women sensitive, so things that I say to you. So listen, if you around people and I know those people and they cool, I'm going to talk mess. But as soon as you bring a newbie in and I don't know them, I'm going to be filtering what I say because I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable. That's the bottom line.
Right.
With this comedy show, I'm not responsible for what this comedian said. Now, after he said he wanted to leave, I said, I'll give you a call when I get home or whatever. And when I left, I got home, I got situated and all that stuff. And I called him. It's about midnight. Hey, what's up? How you doing? He went off. I don't appreciate that motherfucking bullshit. I'm a grown ass man. And if me, he went with this, and me and you gonna be together. I said, that's what I do. I said, I am a comedian and I can't control what another comedian says. I said, I can control what I say. I can control what I do on the way to the show and leaving the show. I cannot control what somebody on stage chooses to say.
As a guy, comic, comedian, all that. I'm a dude. And in my mind, he been wanting to say that. He been feeling like no matter if it's just for the stage to make a person laugh, me, I'm going to feel like that's been in his mind. He been wanting to say that. But that's how he look at you.
Okay, but even if that's what he wanted to say, other comedians have said it.
Not while I'm there.
Listen, he didn't say, oh, she on a date, let me say it. It's like he said it. And what he said don't relegate what I do. It ain't like I said, oh, yeah, I'm coming to the hotel now, give you a hot slice of this ass. That ain't what happened.
I just, maybe, and it's like, I talk to you, I talk to other comedians, and, not being a comic, knowing what to do on the stage, make people laugh, I'm not laughing at everything.
That's the
and I mean, I don't want to say I don't have a sense of humor. So me personally,
but everything ain't funny to you.
Exactly.
And everything not funny to everybody else. That's the reason that Chris Rock got slapped. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So what a person says don't have nothing to do with it. Let me give you the flip side to that. You'll notice if you pay attention to comedy, a lot of comedians don't have their wives with them. They husbands. A lot of times they travel by themselves. I've worked with female comics, and it's a guy on the show, and the guy hosting, and when they come off stage, we like, ladies, you saw him? Ooh, I've been wanting to give him something on the road for a long time. Blah, 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 doom, 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 boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Had that comedian had his wife with him, I know his wife would have been a little twisted. But I also know that female comedian, don't want him. It's just a part of what she said.
And I get that. I mean, because I like to go out by myself. And I move by myself because I'm free. I don't have to worry about what that person meant by that. All that headache, like, dude, I'm trying to focus on.
So
I do get that. I get that.
And the understanding part is, had he just thought about it and sat still, but I needed him to act just the way he acted.
That's why I asked ahead of time, like, if he was warned and prepared.
Yes.
See, me going into a comedy club, my mind is set on, if they were to crack a joke on me, it wouldn't bother me. I wouldn't care. Because I got a better sense of humor.
And you understand.
And I understand.
And you around comedians more, so you understand.
That after they get off the stage, 10 minutes later, they ain't even thinking about me. They forgot. So me personally, I get that.
Okay.
I understand all that. It won't bother me if I get up there. I'm going to laugh because I've learned, not just by dealing with comedians, just living life, like, trials and tribulations. Like, man, it ain't that serious. I can laugh at stuff.
And okay. So it for me, it wasn't that serious. When I got home and called him, he was like, yeah. And he went there. I said, sweetheart, I think on our second conversation we had, I told you, I shared with you that this is a part of what goes on. This is, people say stuff and they gonna do stuff and all that stuff. And he was like, well, as long as they don't put their hands on you. I said, and what else did you say? I said, I'm used to being around people that got money and blah, 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 and da-da-da, and that ain't gonna make me trip. If I'm with you, I'm with you. I said, and what else? And the more I reminded him, his voice was like, yeah, I understand. I said, but you took a situation. He said, well, what made him, when he came backstage, cut into me? I said, because of the expression you had on your face. I said, had you was like, man, you was funny, blah, 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 good show.
But here it go. Stop right there. He said, why did he cut into me? Because of the I can have whatever facial expression I want.
When he came on stage, when I went on stage, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for coming tonight, give it up for boom, 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 boom. And when we both were standing backstage, when he walked towards him, he had that look on his face. You know the look that y'all have.
Yeah.
And he had that look on his face. And because comedians, like my man Mailman say, we see with the third eye, because he knew what he had said and he looked at the look on his face.
He should have just not said nothing.
That ain't how it go.
And diffused the situation. Listen, he added to that situation.
That ain't how 10 shots of Jack Daniels go.
And then if he would have got punched in the eye.
But see, it wouldn't have been that deep because he said what he said. And had you lost your cool, it wouldn't have been worth it.
I mean, I agree. In hindsight, it wouldn't be worth it. I just feel like sometimes people need to learn how to de-escalate the situation and not add to it.
And I'm standing right there next to you. I'm doing my job. Security came back there. I said, listen, you got to go on to the meet and greet because you got people waiting on you, boo, boo, boo. Because I've dealt with him and I know how he moves and I know what the Jack Daniels do to him or whatever. And I'm like, okay.
And stop using alcohol as an excuse.
Listen, it don't matter what the excuse is. See, here's the thing. I don't care what you do. Most situations, I can de-escalate the situation. You understand what I'm saying? So I know how he act because I worked with him 1,000 times.
Right.
So do I want this situation to go to 10? No. Do I want this situation to just quail and mellow out? Absolutely. But I needed to see how old boy act because that let me know he wasn't ready for prime time.
I mean,
no,
I guess so.
No.
And then I could be going deep when you say I wanted to see how he act.
I did.
Don't see how I act in a tense situation because a guy, it can go so many different ways.
So listen.
It can go so many different ways because, oh man.
Do I find out how you act on the first date or do I wait?
So were you like, man, it's already tension, so I might as well get it all out now?
Listen, I a little bit of both.
I mean, because if it is, and I say that because if you already see it, let me see how far it can go before it goes there just to test it. But then I know as a guy, don't push my back against the wall
I didn't push the situation. I did what worked for everybody in that moment. You understand? What I thought was the best thing to do. So when he walked away to go to the meet and greet, because the man getting paid to do a meet and greet, and the guy was like, yeah, I'm going to leave or whatever. Guess what I heard in my head?
What's that?
The conversation that we had when we first started talking about, because men tend to want to interview me. So who you done met? So who you know? How many shows you done did? You ever met so-and-so? And blah, 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 and da-da-da, and boom, 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 and skit, and dee-dee-dee. So we went back through the interview, and I went through the whole conversation. I'm glad that I found out in this particular setting than to be on the road in Arizona somewhere and he done went with me and the same thing happened and he clowning in Arizona. You see?
Yeah, I get that.
Let me find out on home territory and home turf how you act.
Coco, I would have told you I'll be back here behind one of them curtains would have been a young Lavish lurking with a bottle.
Probably.
And then I would have left and went home and heard about it. When you asked,
I know.
Did you crack that dude? Yep.
But Lavish, I didn't have
bust his head wide open.
Y'all listen to the Lavish and Coco podcast. We about to wrap this up. Lavish, I had a cat who let me say this. I'm gonna put it as tactful as I can. I was in Minnesota and I was dating this guy. Me and him have been dating. We have been dating for a minute, right? We're in Minnesota. Dante Culpepper played for the Minnesota Vikings. So we had did the comedy show, had a ball, we did all that, boom, boom, all that. Now this guy that I was dating, I thought he was the guy.
Okay.
He was smooth, he was cool, but I didn't know cats with more money was a trigger for him. So
cats that had more money than him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He felt like he had to compete. So we did the show. I hosted this particular show. It was one of the BET tours. I hosted this show. So it's after party. So I'm like, okay, well, shoot, I'm going up to my hotel room because everything was connected. The conference place they had the comedy show, the after party, and the hotel. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going up to my room. change my clothes. I'm coming to the after party. So I'm getting ready to walk away, and Dante Culpepper walk up to the stage, and somebody said, Dante Culpepper want to talk to you. So I go to the stage, and I'm standing there, and Dante Culpepper standing on the ground. He was like, listen, you are funny. Oh, my goodness, my side hurting. You are funny, blah, blah, blah. I just want to tell you I appreciate you. I said, good. He said, what you drink? I told him I was drinking. He said, I see you at the after party, right? Because the dude I was with didn't drink.
Okay.
So when I turned to go back, dude I was with standing in the curtains, like you said, he was just standing there. He was cool, I thought. So we on the escalator going to the part to get to the elevator to get back up to the hotel. It was some guys going down the escalator. We going up the escalator. One of the guys jumped over the thing on the escalator, was like, I just want to hug you. It was so funny. I love you. I seen you on this and that or whatever. So I hug him. He jumped back over the thing and gone with the crew. Let me tell you how miserable I was when I got to the room to change my clothes.
How miserable were you,
Oh,
Coco?
my gosh. Oh, so that's what niggas just be doing, walking up to the stage and jumping over escalators and all that. See, that's what I'm talking. I said, wait a minute.
See, and I get, not him.
We in Minnesota. You gonna have to get on a plane. Because after we leave Minnesota, we going to Chicago. And after we leave Chicago, we going to St. Louis. So I said, what? Yeah, I don't know about this. So he started packing his clothes. I don't know about this. And I'm like, and I kind of liked him. I said, listen. I said, really?
What you say?
I said, first of all, I mean, you came with me, you with me. I mean, you got to get kind of used to this.
Right,
you know?
You got to jump on board. And that part I can get. I mean, I can get, that you are a public face. People
it's the
like
same
you.
Thing.
I get that, but I feel like it's a fine line of disrespect from just being a fan.
I can't listen. I want people to understand this.
So here it go.
You can barely control yourself. So how can I control what another person does?
You can't.
I know.
But it's that individual that's disrespectful. That's all I'm saying.
So what, you gonna bust him in the head, catch a case, and now you done ruined my whole show?
Or nowadays, get one of the little young guys. I can't do it myself because I'm a public figure, but the little Joy Road dude, hey, right there.
Listen, by the time Joy Road get there, this person gonna be gone. The person gonna be gone.
He got the red on.
You ain't finna do all that.
He got the red on.
And then I'ma know you did it too.
Nah, I'm over.
Listen, no.
Right there.
So see, that's what I go back to saying.
Right there.
Don't ignore the red flags.
There you go over there. No.
Listen. Right there. Speaking of Red Flags, the movie that I did last year with K. Deasy, it's called Red Flags, the movie. It's on Tubi with myself, Royce Reed, and all that. Go back and watch the movie. And what we saying now make a lot of sense. Do not overlook the red flags.
No, I don't.
I couldn't continue dating no boy.
I feel like as a public figure, you are going to get people that's going to be on you. You got to have a strong enough mate to deal with you. I don't disagree with that. But I also feel like there's still a certain level of respect that an individual should have.
Everybody don't have respect.
And that's true. Everybody don't have respect.
So why should I?
And I mean, because if that's the case, I could just feel like, hey, I'm in the comedy club. Let me go walk up and let me go over here. I'm a fan. Let me go grab Coco's ass. Is that respectful or disrespectful?
Listen, hold on.
Because I'm a fan.
I've had that happen. I've had. Listen, I used to travel real deep with security. I'm talking about deep for that reason. And now, because I move a little different and I know some things different, I'm with people all the time. But my career's changing, my shift is changing, and things are changing. So I'm finna move different again. I had someone grab my ass and they were very disrespectful and they had a lot of stuff in their system, right? And security handled it very well.
Did they break them down? Or did they just push them away?
We not
because if the security ain't break them down, then they wasn't doing a good security job.
Sir,
I want to see some blood.
Sir, there are so many ways to handle situations.
It is.
I know.
I'm paying you for it. I want to entertain me.
Let me explain this.
Break his face, Jonathan.
Let me explain how security works. The role of security is, number one, to get their principal.
Break his face.
If security working for you, you're their principal, is to get the principal away from imminent threat or harm.
That's truthfully true.
That's
true.
Okay. Once I do that, if there continues to be threat or harm, then the second perimeter of your security has to quell that situation.
Give me Busta Rhymes security.
Okay, listen.
Give me Busta Rhymes security.
It's the same thing. Get the principal away from.
You can't even shake his hand.
Okay, we're for the imminent threat or harm. And that woman was grabbing at his clothes. She didn't know. I mean, you can't just grab on people. So once you get the person away from the imminent threat or harm, if there continues to be a second layer of threat or harm, then you handle that. But here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. However it goes, you, the principal, your first layer of security and your second layer of security better be able to articulate to an attorney what the hell happened. That's all I'm saying. So busting somebody in the head, because I am the principal. I have hired these people to protect me. So now what? Who they going after? They not going after the employee. They going after the employer. Sir, please. You talking about cracking somebody's head and throwing oatmeal in their butt and all that old crazy. No.
I'm just saying.
We're going to continue this conversation.
We got to get Robin on here.
Robin, we got to get you on here because I know
Robin on here.
Listen, we could either bring Lavish and Coco to your studio or get you here. Either or, it don't matter.
Yeah, we definitely got to talk about relationships and all of that stuff. Yeah. We got to talk about what's expected in a relationship. We got to talk about date nights and cuddling and
what's tolerated.
Long distance relationships. What do you think about long distance relationships?
I think this is what I think. I've had a couple. I think the real. Excuse me. I'm finna leave here and head to Sumter Township. I want to say this. Realistically, when you get into a relationship with a person, what you enter into the relationship with is what you should expect. You can't enter a relationship in and say, he say he gonna stop gambling. He say he gonna stop smoking crack. She say she gonna stop hanging out with the girls. She say she gonna be a better mother. She say she gonna learn how to cook and clean up the house. Because if that doesn't happen, are you in love enough and in like enough with them to stay? You cannot fall in love with a person's potential to change. I am a big woman. My journey that I'm on right now, my health journey, I'm on this journey for me. I'm on the journey for me. And I'm on this journey for me. That's why I'm on the journey for. But if a man meets me and say, you know what? If you lost 100 pounds, and I say, oh, I like you enough, I'm finna lose 100 pounds.
Then you're not being you.
But if I lose 60 and don't lose 100 and say, well, baby, I lost 60. Did I do it for me or for him? And if he said, well, you didn't lose 100, I'm over. I think it's kind of reckless for you to say, I see you being something. Now, it's people that have, like, a woman that's in a relationship with you that can support your thoughts and your dreams and your visions and all that stuff is different because you already got that in motion. A man that's entering a relationship with me, I always got things in motion. I got a couple businesses and I got this going on and that going on or whatever. So he just has to be able to support me and encourage me and motivate me and understand that I just want you to listen. But if I'm not doing any of those things in that direction that I'm doing and I'm saying all the stuff I'm going to do and I'm not making an effort, I think a person is a damn fool to think that you're going to take this person and mold them into what you think they supposed to be. That's just my opinion. That's it. That's Robin them show, Just Our Opinion podcast.
I mean, that ain't answering nothing about a long distance relationship.
Oh, I've been in some.
Oh,
and they work for a minute.
We gonna table this.
Yeah, because have you been in one?
Yeah.
How far away were they? Were they a drive away or a flight away?
A flight away.
Yeah, that'd be some bullshit too, though.
In the South.
Okay. It's interesting because you think with a long distance relationship, when you get to them, you're like, oh, I can't wait till they pick me up. I'm going to give them some and we going to do this or whatever. But after that, get them some, wear off, and you start having real conversations and being realistic. And you're like, am I going to relocate? Are they going to relocate? What we doing here? How long did yours last? 6 months. He got quiet, Robin. How long did it last?
Who's to say it's not lasting?
No. You still in it? I don't know when you see him, because between podcasts and motorcycling and towing and stuff, she don't see you much, do she? Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter. Don't be looking at me like that.
Not even that.
Well, she love you then. That's nice. You could fly me in. That's pick up at the airport. She done flew on a plane with a trench coat with no panties on. That is so nice.
That'd be dope.
And you can't do that no more though. All that bullshit we did back in the 90s.
I mean, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. Listen, all right, I want to fly you. Listen, I want to fly you. I want to fly you to.
On Spirit.
Yeah, definitely on Spirit.
I like Spirit.
I want to hop you on Spirit. Just, take a personal bag. You don't need too much of nothing. I want to pick you up at gate 5.
No, you don't pick the gate that you pick them up.
Okay. Well, the
plane.
Okay,
yeah,
let me read.
Yeah, you're gonna pick her up at baggage claim downstairs.
Okay, well, baggage claim. I'm gonna pick you up.
Matter
of fact, you ain't carrying no baggage on Spirit. They're gonna charge you. Just got to carry it. Get the personal, not the carry on.
So that means you gonna take her to Walmart and buy her some clothes while she's here?
We're going to Foreman Mills.
Okay. We love y'all. Listen, make sure you like us, copy us, share, stay with us.
TJ Maxx, baby.
Lavish gonna post this post and we gonna
They got all the designer stuff.
You
just gotta find it. If they got
is somebody on the phone calling you?
Yeah.
To talk about what we talking about?
No, that's a customer calling.
Oh, I have to say they mad with me. To the girl with the crooked wig, I'm sorry, the wig wasn't crooked, the part was.
It wasn't a wig.
Lavish, that was...
It wasn't a wig.
Okay.
It wasn't a wig. She doesn't wear wigs.
Okay. So that's her hair?
All natural. All natural.
Men don't know. Y'all don't know.
All natural.
That's nice. See, one day I'm going to really bring a man around that I really like, and I just want y'all to be nice to him.
I want to be nice to him.
No, y'all ain't.
I want to be nice to him.
His ass.
I want to be nice to him.
No, you not.
I want to be nice to him.
Listen, whoever I start dating, and I already know.
I want to fly you out to Detroit.
I already know. I know.
Pack your bags.
Y'all going to give them a very interesting time. Well, I don't know, because I was in 2 relationships and didn't nobody even know that we was together. And no, I am single, by the way. People, I had a guy to I thought you was married. No, I'm very single. I've been engaged about 3 or 4 times. I don't know where them rings at.
I'm married.
To Jesus.
To the game, baby.
Oh, that's so pampish. Listen, you got to do the hand, though. Look here, you got to do that.
To the game.
We're going to get Lavish a pinky ring, so when he say what he say, he'll mean it. We love y'all. We got to go. I got to go home and switch it up and head out to the township.
You gotta go hit Ypsilanti up, and I gotta hit the tow truck up.
Yeah, let's go get this money on the floor.
Yeah,
baby.
All right, we out of here, man. Thanks for tuning in to Lavish Coco Podcast. We gotta join Just Our Opinion Podcast.
We check them out on there tomorrow at 8:00. Make sure you check out Just Our Opinion Podcast 8 p.m. Robin, Ty, and Mike, they gonna talk about some stuff, ain't they?
Oh no, I gotta get back over there.
You had a good time. I'm glad you had
I don't want to go right back, where it get boring, where they like, man, this dude too
maybe
much.
About a month.
Yeah, about a month.
So maybe me and you'll go on there together.
I don't know if they gonna be ready for that.
Yes, they are. I did this.
It's gonna be a hot show.
I did it first before you did it last.
So let's go back. Are you in a competition like you said about that one guy? Okay, so is it first, second?
But we're a team.
We are a team. Lavish and Coco.
Yes, nobody said that. We love y'all. Peace. Boop, boop.